Today, the Fieldhouse may seem like an old, run-down, wasted space compared to the new campus recreation and wellness center, but we would see it differently if we knew the intriguing history behind this old building. Over the past 8 decades, the Fieldhouse has been home to many important operations, but it was built for the purpose of hosting collegiate sporting teams and events, including competition and intramural teams, as well as for the use of recreational exercise. The original building was 412 feet wide by 430 feet long, and was paid for by the Athletic Council from receipts of intercollegiate athletics. This historic building was created by architects Proudfoot, Rawson, and Sowers of Des Moines, Iowa. These architects wanted to keep the same collegiate Gothic theme that the surrounding buildings had. These details included arched windows, brick, limestone, and certain ornamental touches. The building was completed and ready for opening in 1927. The structure was built connecting to pre-existing armory, which explains the arch on the rear facade that is still present today. According to the University of Iowa, when it was first built, the Fieldhouse included what was then the largest indoor collegiate swimming pool in the United States. This new sporting center was unlike anything else at the time. According to Torque Mason with the Daily Iowan, the Fieldhouse was considered state-of-the-art when it opened in 1927. There was no finer or larger building of its kind in the world, according to the dedication program published on January 13, 1927. It housed what was believed to be the world's largest competition pool at the time. This now worn-down building once was a masterpiece which housed some of the most impressive features at the time. The Fieldhouse was a magical place when it came to hosting basketball, a purpose it served for over 56 seasons, until the year 1982. According to John C. Gerber, author of A Pictorial History of the University of Iowa, the Fieldhouse, built in 1927, had 7,500 seats, and 3,100 more were added in 1933. On January 15, 1934, a standing-room-only crowd of 12,000 fans watched Iowa beat Illinois, 36-14. And 3,000 other fans had to be turned away. The basketball fans were ecstatic and energetic. In addition to the Iowa basketball team, high school teams have also played in the Fieldhouse for their state tournament. While the Fieldhouse was home to some of the most amazing basketball teams and their fans, it also accommodated the swim team, track team, wrestling program, and had enough space for every indoor activity offered by the university at the time, as well as the required physical education courses. Although sports were the main concern when building the Fieldhouse, as time went on and as World War II intensified in the 1940s, the ROTC needed room to house and train their future soldiers. The Fieldhouse became a barrack for the Navy pre-flight training program because it was built as an extension to the pre-existing armory. This armory was torn down in 1989 to make room for the quickly expanding University Hospital. Although the Fieldhouse isn't what it used to be, there is still plenty of memories that remain from these victorious games and the unbelievable atmosphere, including the large hawk present in the Fieldhouse today that once made its nest over the original competition basketball court. The large arch frame that connected the structure to the armory, mentioned before, is still also present on the rear wall. Although renovated, the large pool is still present and was used by the men and women's swim teams until recently when the new recreation center was built. The pool is now used for recreational swimming and diving. The Fieldhouse may be a little run down and not as modern as the new campus recreation and wellness center, but still remains a great space for intramural sports to practice, the gymnastics team to practice and compete, recreation activities and exercise, as well as group exercise classes, plenty of racquetball courts, offices, classrooms, sports medicine services, and many other functions. These services are also all open to the public for a small fee. On an average day, you can walk into the Fieldhouse and find swimming lessons, gymnastics practice, cheerleading practice, intramural sports, yoga or cycling class, as well as class in session. The Fieldhouse has served more than its fair share of sporting functions over the past years and will continue to do so over the following years. Next time you pass by the Fieldhouse, be sure to give it the recognition it deserves. It's not just an old building, it holds historic memories that have helped develop the university and its athletes into what they are today. Some of these former University of Iowa basketball players that have called the Fieldhouse home include athletes Don Nelson, Dave Roach, Doug Melhouse, and many, many more from a variety of different sports and activities. There are many benefits of having the Fieldhouse on campus, such as more room for students to learn and exercise, equipment and space for sports teams and intramural teams to practice, play, and perform, as well as displaying some of the university's rich history.